like any buzzing noise in the background, I do apologise, but I have got my fan on because for some reason England has decided to have a September heat wave and I'm not enjoying it one bit, so the fan is on. I apologise for any background noise. Hello there, Shredding Nerd, Tori here. How are we? I hope you're all doing well. So I have done lots of collection videos on my channel, but I realised I don't know how this has like slipped my mind. I've never done a popcorn bucket collection video. So we're going to be changing that today. Honestly, while I was gathering these all together, I've got more than I thought I had. I've got 5 from Disneyland Paris and 1 from Walt Disney World. I'll probably do the Walt Disney World one first, just because obviously that's the only one from a different park, and then we'll get on to all the Disneyland Paris ones. And I think I do know the order in which I got them. So, and obviously one's still available in the parks because I literally only got it like in July. So yeah, that's this video. Yeah, I think without further ado, let's get on with it. So my popcorn bucket from Walt Disney World. When I went on my Florida trip, I had a little bit of a shopping list in mind of things I knew I wanted to get, and one of the pieces that were a must for me was the popcorn bucket. I didn't mind which one, I just knew I wanted one, and so while we were going around the parks I was like making mental notes of all of the ones I saw. And then this is the one I went back for, and it's funny, you can, because it's reflective, you can see the camera. Yeah, it's the Mickey balloon, like holographic rainbow one. And it does say Magic Kingdom, established 1971 on there. I just thought it was really cute. And then that's the back, how you get into it. And I found it really cool when they were topping it up, like they obviously filled it up and then they shut it and shook it so the ears would fill up, and then they opened it again and filled it up so it was properly filled to the brim, and then they left this bit open and filled this bit, so you're getting a good bit for your money. Don't ask me how much it was, I can't remember. I'll leave like the links to the vlogs in the description down below because I might mention it in there, but if not, you can see me buying it. And then on the strap, which I thought was another good like souvenir, is it does say Walt Disney World on the strap, Walt Disney World 50th, and it's not wanting to focus because you'll see that it says Walt Disney World 50th on there. That is my only non-Disneyland Paris popcorn bucket. As I said, all the remaining buckets are from Disneyland Paris. Some of them are, the ones we'll start with are from quite a while ago, and then it gets to more recenter. So starting with my first ever collectible popcorn bucket in my collection. I don't know what year it's from, but I just know I've had it a while. So I want to say this is made to look like Mickey's Sorcerer's Hat, but it might just be a cone, who knows, I might be looking into it too much. But yeah. And then the straps are just, it's got these cool star bits on them and then they're just blue. And then the bucket has the characters going around it. So you've got Mickey, Donald, Daisy, Minnie, the whole gang. And then it says Disneyland Paris, and it's got like the park like icons in the back there. Same again with that other one, they really go to town with it because the cone is fillable. They filled this up to a dome and then they filled this up as well. So I do love it. That was my first ever like collectible popcorn bucket. Then onto this one, it's probably one of my favorite ones because the design is just so cool, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. But as you can see, it says Disneyland Paris on the front, and then the entire way around is just a scenery, so all the characters are actually in Paris. Yeah, look, you've got Lady and the Tramp, you've got Mickey and Minnie. Can you see in the background that you've even got Duffy just next to the Eiffel Tower? Oh, it's focusing on me again. Focus on the bucket. Focus on the bucket. Just next to the Eiffel Tower, can you see that? You've got the balloon that is actually from the Disney Village, but it's flying over the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, you've got Duffy in the background there with Pluto. Can you see there? Linguini and Remy are working the little stool. Yeah, you can literally just keep... Oh, something else I just spotted. Oh my god, around here. You got the... I only know it as the Videopolis building in Discoveryland. But yeah, you got that flying over Paris as well. Literally, the more and more I look at it, the more I notice. So like here behind Mickey and Minnie, can you see you've got the Mad Hatter and the hare having tea, and then you've got Peter Pan and Wendy and the kids flying up there. You've got a poster of Snow White on the wall. Literally, the more and more you look at it, Oh, and so they're in Paris, but they've got Disneyland Paris Castle in the background there next to the Eiffel Tower, as well as the water tower from the studios. Literally, more and more you look at it, the more you notice. But what I was just going to mention about this collection, I want to say this was around the time of the 25th anniversary, if not maybe before, I want to guess. This bucket was part of a whole collection they did. I've got a few other bits from the collection like dotted around my house, but basically they just did a French / Paris collection, which to me makes sense for Disneyland Paris. Like, I've got a statue downstairs of Mickey next to the Eiffel Tower. I've got a few things from like this range. It just makes sense to me for us to have that collection at Disneyland Paris. And then what I found really funny, this collection only lasted like a year. It was very short-lived. They then replaced it with it didn't replace the popcorn bucket, that just went on. I think they went for a Wild Valley souvenir buckets. They got rid of that. Then all of the collection in like the shops, because obviously you could get this collection in like everything, like, you know, tops, jumpers, hats, pins, snow globes, figures. You could get the whole lot, you know what I mean? Everything merch-wise, it was a whole collection. They got rid of it all and replaced it with a USA collection. So like Mickey and Minnie with the US flag and the US flag on everything. And I couldn't make sense of it. I was like, we're in Disneyland Paris and you've just got rid of Paris / French merch. I just found that a bit peculiar. It was just such a short-lived collection, and that they replaced it with another country's merch. It very confused me. And what still confuses me to this day is the fact that you can get more French merch in Epcot than you can at Disneyland Paris. I don't know, I just feel like I absolutely love this collection. I don't understand why it was so short-lived. But yeah. And it's a flat lid. I forgot to mention that, so you couldn't get any extra fillings in it. But yeah, I absolutely loved this collection. I'm really sad it was short-lived. Moving on to, so this, I remember, this is from 2019, my September trip. Disney did a season called Lion and Jungle Festival. So it was the Lion King and Jungle Book had stage shows. They had the Jungle Drive stage show was so cool. So if you've seen Dream and Shine Brighter, that, but like Jungle Book vibes, it was really fun. That was the season where Rhythms of the Pride Land debuted, and it was supposed to be just a special show for that season, but because it was so popular they kept it on, and obviously it's still in Frontierland Theatre to this day. Highly recommend it if you head over to Paris. Great show. There's also other little shows dotted about in like Adventureland, and obviously the character meet and greets, and obviously all the merch. There was so much going on. 2019 was the first year they did that season, and it was meant to come back again in 2020. It's like an end of summer sort of thing, August, September, running up to Halloween season sort of time. Though it did it in 2019, it was meant to come back in 2020, but I think you can imagine what happened there. And then in 2021, it didn't come back, and it just kept as Rhythms of the Pride Land in Frontierland Theatre, and yeah, no mention of the season ever again. I'm very happy I picked up the popcorn bucket, which was exclusive to the season. It is like more of it's a Lion King like bucket, and I think it's made to look like a little drum, isn't it? And it kind of works like one too. So on the front you've got like this wooden carving of a lion, and on the back you've got like a sun, and yeah, it's like made to look like a drum. And the strap is really cool. So you've got the alternating pattern of like the lion and the sun, and then it does have Disney Castle, and it does say Disney Parks on it. So yeah, I got quite a bit of merch from that season. I'd really like Paris to bring back more seasons, and I think they are starting to because of the popularity of the 30th anniversary. I will do more videos on that to come. There is Disneyland Paris news, but that's not for today. It was a really great festival. It's a shame that only lasted 1 year, but really cool popcorn bucket. And I think this popcorn bucket was available for a bit of time after the festival. So yeah, that's that one. And next onto one of my favorites. This is so cool, and I have a bit of a story about this one. So I got this on my September 2021 trip, which was my first trip post lockdown. And this popcorn bucket got released in 2019 before lockdown, but it was so popular and sold out so quickly I never managed to get hold of it. And then they restocked it in 2021, but only at certain popcorn carts, and I managed to find one, and I'm so happy about it. And like the wheels actually work, it's so cool. And so the lanyard hasn't got any, doesn't say like Disney Parks Disneyland Paris on it, which I always prefer it when it says the parks on it, but it's just got like some blue stars on it. But anyway, the story of this is, so this originally came out in like 2019, 2018 sort of time. They restocked it after lockdown due to popularity, and you can't get this version of it anymore. But in July, either July, I think, no, end of June, beginning of July, because I saw it on my most recent trip, they have redone it for the 100th anniversary / 30th anniversary grand finale. This exact design, except for it, the whole carriage is holographic silver, and like the straps are purple and pink, and yeah, it's just a whole party vibe. The exact same carriage that's just got like a paint job. And I was kind of annoyed about it because I'd have got that one. Like, it's so cool, it's holographic and all of that, but I couldn't justify myself getting that carriage when I have this one, and they're literally the exact same thing, just one's holographic. So, and I think that the other one might say Disney 100 on the lanyard as well, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I do kind of find it funny that they brought back an existing design for the Disney 100 popcorn. I'm assuming it's for the Disney 100 because it's in that colours. But yeah, I'm happy I got this one because it was so popular and so hard to get hold of, and I managed to get it in the restock. But yeah, it's just kind of annoying that, I don't know, I can't justify myself to get the other one just because it's literally the exact same. But yeah, it's so cool either way. It's cool. Which brings us on to the final popcorn bucket in my collection, and my most recent one I got on my July trip of this year, and it only got released in June of this year. Was it? No, I think it was like May, springtime. It's still pretty new. And that is my Minnie Mouse balloon popcorn bucket. I really like this because obviously it matches in with the one I got from Florida. The cool thing about this popcorn bucket is that it has got a matching Mickey Mouse bucket, which obviously, so he hasn't got the bow, he's got the red shorts with his two little yellow buttons on it, and then the strap has his like hand gloves all over it. So when I go back next month, I'll probably be getting that one unless they have any like Halloween buckets or Disney 100 buckets, because I'm going for the Disney 100. Unless they have any of those, I will be getting the matching Mickey one. But yeah, when they announced these buckets, it was also, this was around the time of Pride. They had pretty much like this one. It was holographic but rainbow. That was only available in the studios for Pride weekend. So by the time I'd got there, which was the week after Pride, I think they were mainly sold out. But with having this Minnie, that Mickey, and the Pride popcorn bucket, sent Paris fans into like a frenzy because we never get cool stuff like popcorn buckets at Paris. I'm always so jealous seeing like all my friends in Florida and California, because the American parks do popcorn buckets so well. Like the Figment one and the Simba one, there's a Total one. You guys get so many cool popcorn buckets and we hardly get anything over here. So when Paris announced 3 new popcorn buckets like this, it was like Christmas came at once. And plus, like, if you look at this popcorn bucket compared to this, we've gone up market. We're outdoing ourselves. Everyone was so happy and so excited. And I can't remember how much the balloon one was from Florida, but this with popcorn in it was 18 euros, which I think is pretty good for a souvenir bucket. I do believe you can get refills of your souvenir bucket for the price of a standard popcorn. So, you know, that's pretty good. But yeah, that's my most recent, and I will be going back for the matching bucket. So there we go. That is my Disney Parks popcorn bucket collection. 5 from Paris, 1 from Florida. And I was just talking about how like American parks get so cool popcorn buckets. I don't know how I completely left out the fact that Tokyo, I think it is Tokyo, if not maybe all of the Asian parks, Shanghai and Hong Kong included, but I have definitely seen them in Tokyo. They get Winnie the Pooh popcorn buckets. I think they've now had 2 different Winnie the Pooh popcorn buckets, and I have been tempted to get like a personal shopper to get one for me, but then the price just is so crazy. But it's fun to admire, and maybe one day if I head over to those parks I could get it. I've also seen they've done like It's a Small World popcorn buckets where the bucket looks like the building. mind blown. So cool. Oh my god, the world of popcorn buckets is crazy. So do let me know in the comment section down below if you have any in your collection. What's your favourite one you've got? Also, what's your favourite one that you've seen online from like either your park that you haven't got or worldwide parks? What's the coolest popcorn bucket you've seen? Do let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please do pop the thumbs up button, and if you'd like to see more from moi, do click subscribe down below, and while you're down there don't forget to ding the notification bell email as well. You're really down there, and I'll see you guys next time.